broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is season 9, episode 10, episode 370. How's it going?
Good.
Apparently,
Excellent.
I have a glow. Not
You do.
that. No.
Shandy has a glow.
I have an acupuncture glow.
You're making me want to do it.
Yeah, me too.
Do it. Yeah. I've had some things going on. I actually I went to a foot doctor a couple weeks ago because I've been having over the summer, especially, I was having just horrible pain in my heel. I couldn't run. Sometimes even after I'd go on a longer walk, I would have pain in my heel and my calf. And everyone was like, "Oh, you probably have plantar fasciitis." I went to the foot doctor and he was like, "Yeah, I need plantar fasciitis." Then he's like, "Let's do some x-rays just in case, just to rule out any bone spurs or anything."
Yeah.
Oh, glad we did that because I have fucking bone spurs. The only time I've
no,
ever
you can't go to war now.
Oh no, what will you do?
The only time I've ever heard that term, even the only reason it's on my radar is because of fucking Trump. And I never thought I would have anything in common with him. I'm kind of bummed about that, but
well,
anyway.
I mean, you
well, to be fair, he didn't
don't.
actually.
It's not proven that he does.
He didn't.
Correct. I do have the X-rays to prove it. I can see them on
an
the
actual condition.
Yeah.
So that's a huge bummer. But it does explain things. And so anyway, I'm going to be doing physical therapy, etc. soon. But in the meantime, also I went to my acupuncturist and had her do her magic on that leg and heel and stuff. And then she asked, she asked all sorts of questions, and she asked if I'd been sleeping well. And I was like, well, I mean, not I'm in the middle of moving. I haven't. Yeah, my sleep hygiene is usually really good, but lately it's been kind of shit. And she gave me some extra ones in the ear for relaxation and stuff. And oh my God, did it work?
Like needles in the ear?
Needles in the ear. When I got up after the session, every time I've ever done acupuncture, I found it very relaxing. Still don't know why. I asked her last time, I was like, how does this work? And she explained some things and it was interesting, but I of course can't re-explain them. But anyway, it's always been relaxing, but this time was extra. I mean, I was she was maybe get some fresh air before you drive. I was
no, man, I'm fine.
Whew.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So I highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
All right.
Okay. You've given me some things to ponder.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm sorry about that. The bone spurs and all.
Not the really wonderful sounding acupuncture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. The bone spurs are it's a real fucking disappointment, frustration, I guess. It's, not the end of the world, and I'm going to do physical therapy and hopefully, but I was directed to not run right now. I have to be really careful about the shoes that I wear. I've never been a high heels person because I'm always about comfort. So it's kind of a bummer that even despite that, but I have historically worn a lot of very flat shoes. But anyway, it is what it is. It could be worse. But God, I hate that expression. It is what it is. I can't believe I just used it. But
you know
anyway.
something? Sometimes it really is what it is.
Sometimes it really
I think it's apt.
You can't help it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. In other news, I was mentioning off air that I think I found a place to live. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Hooray!
So is everything all on schedule then with all your stuff?
I think so. I just went to the transportation office today to set up all the move stuff, and they were wonderful, just so great and helpful. The people at my transportation office in Fayetteville, that was super stressful. Everything was different than before. There wasn't a person that could do it for you. You had to sit down on a computer and follow these very confusing instructions. And then I was gonna have to give Frank power of attorney to give them these two forms, and it was a whole thing. But then here they're oh no, we can set that up for you.
Oh, good.
Super easy.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Do you have any updates on your car situation? Last week you told us you got hit by an RV. I showed my kids the
yeah.
pictures actually, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And
Yeah.
any updates?
I think I had just got the rental
Rental car that day, and then
that
came straight to
day.
record. Yeah.
Yes. So my car has been taken to the shop.
Okay.
It's like, they've started everything, like everything. I think it'll just depend on how long it takes for the glass to come in. But
Yeah.
I'll have the rental the whole time. So I'm just, rolling in an Audi in the meantime.
Oh, she's rolling in an Audi. How terrible. I can't believe it. You
Are
must
you
be
sure you don't want
suffering
to get
so
your car
bad.
back?
Yeah.
I honestly though I prefer to drive my car, but
Still,
it is pretty nice.
you're in a luxury car right now.
That's
Yeah,
all they had. Oh darn.
yeah, and then I've kind of like been a little bit in contact with the insurance also to be like, so it took you 48 hours. Like I think I should probably get compensated for that. Like when I didn't have a car and like I took time off work to take my car to the garage and this and that.
They didn't give a shit, did they?
It wasn't until I said that they were like, "Oh yeah, well yeah." Blah, blah. It's like, okay, so you were not going to inform me, because the thing is, like, I don't know
Why
how.
would they inform you?
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so it's being fixed, and
Good.
that's good. Yeah, and I asked them to look into the diminished value also, which is something that I had. It's like none of this occurs to you, and
Right.
Oh,
anyway.
I never. Oh, because they would have to have a.
Well, it's now been in an accident.
Now
Right.
it's got a damaged erect title. What's the title now?
I don't even
changes.
know. Yeah, I don't even know.
I only know this because when we were looking for the new car, like because we were looking for the used cars when Jay got his Prius, like it's not. Somebody out there is screaming the answer right now, but like the title is like a damaged title, erect title, something title. But yeah, it changes once.
Erectile,
Mhm.
title, and I keep hearing erectile. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm
There's a
12.
way to make this an episode title right now. Erect tile, or yeah, okay. I'll figure it out. There's definitely a way to. Hold on. Title when you have a damaged car. Salvage title.
Ah.
It's a
Yes,
salvage
it doesn't
title.
sound good. It doesn't
No,
sound
A
good.
salvage title is usually when a car is considered a loss by an insurance company, usually because the cost to repair it is more than market value. But it's, yeah. Sorry. Okay, continue. When you said that you didn't want to have the diminished title, that was like, oh, that's right. That's what that's called.
Yeah. I prefer erectile, but yeah.
Erectile, yes.
Erect title.
Erect title.
Spurs.
But yeah, all these things that it was like I had to ask for, because otherwise, yeah, they weren't offering.
Why would they? Because it's their business that hates us.
Yeah. But everything's underway, so
Good.
Yeah.
How about you, Amanda? Anything new and exciting?
We were in Connecticut this weekend. We had a very very, like, I was thinking about this. It was like a very like Stars Hollow, very fall-y. We went to a book fair for the local library, and I bought like a crap ton of books for like $16, and we got ice cream, and we went apple picking, and then they had like a little farm with the animals and a pumpkin patch, and like
I love it.
We like did it up.
That sounds very picturesque.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was like good to see my parents. So yeah, it was a good weekend. And then my other big thing is I signed up for Vote Save America, and I had my training session this afternoon.
Nice,
so
nice.
I do recommend if anyone else is curious. It was a very very organized, efficient. It was like I think it was a full hour, but like they only used like half of the time, and they were like, you can hang out, if you have questions, you can like stay on, but otherwise like go. And it was really well run, and yeah, I haven't signed up for anything yet, but I'm going to. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, highly recommend. It's like they really like walk you through like their whole operation and like what they're looking at and like what they're targeting, and it's just like it's so um really thorough and really well organized, and like they
That's
make it really easy to
good.
be a volunteer, and they like have all these additional tools that you can like go and like they have like training videos you can watch if you're like someone like me who has like anxiety like talking on the
Yeah.
phone and like it's
Uh-huh.
really scary, and they're like, we've got a bunch of like videos that you can watch to like help you like be more confident. We've got like these office hour things that you can like do like small groups, and they'll like help
Yeah.
coach you to like talk through like how you want to pitch yourself and like the bullet points, and I highly recommend.
That's amazing. So what are you planning on doing then? Because you can do like help in different capacities, correct?
Correct. So they have like at this point they have 3 pillars. So they're doing either in-person door knocking or phone banking, that they're like at this point in the race that like letter writing and texting is like done. Like it's not like the return on investment is not there. So they're only offering these things.
Okay.
And like shockingly, there are like some door knocking things like in the New York City area, because like I guess they were saying that Vote Save America has been so successful that now that they can branch out past just the presidential election, and they're doing like down ballot and congressional races. And there's a lot of congressional races in New York.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd love to do like a canvassing thing because I think that would just be fun. I don't know if any of the dates of like what's available. Like there was like some here in the city like this weekend, and I was like, oh, I don't think I could do this weekend.
Yeah. I'd
So
love
I
to
might
do
have
a
to just do
canvassing
some like
thing.
phone banking.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like the phone banking. Like I watched Jay do it, and it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. And I think I would be good at it. I just don't like talking on the phone.
I don't either, and I did
like
it
even for
twice.
democracy. I'm like,
I did it
would
twice
rather
in 2020, and like it was tough. It was like you really have to like psych yourself up, and it is kind of this like not like it feels high pressure. Like it's sort of like, oh man, I could, if I had a time machine, I would not want to go back in time and be like a phone operator, because it kind of feels like that. You're like waiting for someone to like plug you in, and I'm just but so we'll see. Hopefully I can get in a canvassing event, because I feel like I would feel better about that, and it would feel more fun. But
I would love to canvass like with a group of people, like canvas party.
I think that's what I think that they're not just like, here's a toolkit, like go out and canvas. Like it's through organizations that like are organizing them, and you would just like be a volunteer for that.
Yeah.
So they're like kind of a conduit to other like groups.
Yeah.
They're like kind of B2B. But yeah. So I'm excited. I'll keep you all posted on what I ultimately sign up to do.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great.
Awesome.
What a good initiative.
Yes, I agree.
We just got news like 1 second ago. I mean, I did. I don't know. Maybe this news has been out all day. But Kamala Harris and Donald Trump agreed to participate in dueling Univision town halls. So instead of a debate, they're going to be doing dueling town halls on that Spanish media program, like the Spanish media channel, like Televista Univision.
Because he's too scared to do.
He's too scared
to do another debate.
I mean, let's be honest. He's old. Everything that everybody said about Joe Biden.
Yep.
I feel like it was maybe like 50-60% true about Biden, but is like 95% true about Trump, and that other 5% is when somebody insults him and he like gets that jolt of energy mixed with the Adderall.
Yeah.
Because like let's be real, like yes, Joe Biden is older, but Joe Biden took better care of himself.
Exactly. Yes. And he loves the Big Macs, which probably has an equal bad
but
effect.
It's a taco salad.
Taco meat is made out of gross. Anyway,
it's iceberg lettuce, but it's lettuce.
Yeah, right. Amanda, that's amazing. You are my hero, and you've inspired me to want to go and sign up too.
Yeah, do it. It seems I think it's good. I think it's going to be good. I'm into it.
Cool. I went to California this past weekend.
Just for like a little thing.
Just a little thing. We went to we went into San Diego. We went to the Padres game with Jay's family. It was so much fun. Poor Alex was so tired. I took him.
Oh, buddy.
I took him home. We stayed at a stop like along the trolley. Like usually we stay downtown, but it was so expensive because it was Padre game, anticipating postseason. So everything back in June when we went to book this was like $600 a night. So I was like, no. So we stayed in Old Town, San Diego. It was way cheaper. And we were like a 12 or 15-minute trolley stop away. So I took Alex to go home and sleep at like after the 7th inning, and he was so tired. But they won, and that was awesome. And it was really, really fun. What I love about Petco Park is that they are so family oriented. There's so many places that you can watch the game for free and still be a part of like the actual park experience. It's really cool. Like if you're ever in San Diego and it's baseball season and you like baseball, or you just, like casually watching baseball, like while hanging out, I super recommend going to see a game. Like it's just a really very cool stadium, like very family oriented. But anyway, the big reason that we were there was for the Lost premiere. For the premiere of Getting Lost, the documentary, which was produced by Ralph, who we all know and love, Ralph Alpel. And guys, it was awesome. It was so good. Honestly, so we ended up driving because Jay ended up like his train was delayed to come back, so we had to rent a car. So we ended up driving and not doing our train adventure, which worked out way better because we could control when we left. But we saw Ralph in the lobby of the hotel checking in, and he goes, "Hey, so the podcast section, we had to get it. They were trying to do 1:45. They ended up getting it at 2 hours exactly and 3 seconds." He's like, "We had to cut a lot of the podcast section down, but you guys," he goes to Jay, he's like, "You guys are in it. It used to be 20 minutes. No, now it's like 5 minutes." And he's like, "And Colleen, you're actually in it more than Jay." I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, you just answered some questions, like, because they didn't ask Jay and Jack the same questions they asked like me, or like the documentary was very different when we got interviewed than it ended up being. Like they didn't have like all of a sudden like all the cast members, like that all came to be after we were interviewed. So the documentary completely changed like shape after. So we kind of figured that, it wouldn't be a big whatever that we were in. But he was like, "Yeah, you answered questions that fit the narrative really good." And I was like, "Okay." So anyway, it was awesome. There's so much old footage of me. Like there's more footage of me from 2010 when I was approximately 16 pounds less than I am now. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look how skinny I look, and young and pretty. Yay. But no. It's really good. Like, not to talk about myself, but like, it is my podcast, so I might as well.
Yeah. This is your opportunity. The floor is yours.
Yes, it's your podcast, and you'll talk about yourself if you want to.
Jay and Jack and I were in a couple times. They do this. It's really good. I can't recommend it enough. Like, honestly, if you're a Lost fan, even if you're not a Lost fan, but you're like curious of what it's about, they do a really great job. They have almost every single cast member. And it flows really nicely. It's really good. There's actually a section in it. You guys may or may not remember Jen Ozawa. She passed away from cancer a couple of years ago. 2021, I believe it was. 2021? I don't know. They have this section in there, like, that's just dedicated to her, and it's so beautiful. Like, Jay and I were both wiping tears, like just crying so hard watching it. So like, guys, they do her right. Like, and she deserves every single bit of what they did. Like, it's just so beautiful. But like they talk about, like they just go through it. They go through how Lost came to be. They talk about the fandoms and the fandom that came from it. They talk about the controversy. Natasha is featured a lot in that portion. She's a great like narrator of talking about how it is like as a person of color, like hearing about how like racist the writers' room was. And who else is in it? There's I'm blanking right now, but there's like so many people that like I know. I was like, oh my god, look who's in it. It's really, really great. If anybody ever wanted to see the footage of Jack naked on the Zamboni, it's in there. So,
oh my god,
Moynihan of SNL fame. We met Bobby Moynihan, who was awesome. Before it started, and he tells a story in the documentary about he was like, and I really loved like listening to podcasts like, Jay and Jack, like the dad Jack. He once auditioned for Survivor by driving naked on a Zamboni, and then Ralph cuts to the clip of Jack naked on the Zamboni, and guys, it's the clip. Like, it's the full clip.
How did he not get onto Survivor with that, honestly?
I don't know.
Robbed.
They weren't accepting podcasters at that point.
No, that's what I said. Oh my god. Okay, so as soon as it was over, I went to Jack. I said the exact same thing.
At that point,
I was like, "Hey, dude, you should apply to Survivor now because they're only taking podcasters."
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god, so funny. So anyway, the whole thing was very, very well done. I definitely they're not on a streamer yet. They're shopping it. It's going to be in theaters in Canada, I believe, in November. They're in a bunch of film festivals, and they are. I don't know.
Nice. What film festivals?
Yeah, what festivals?
One's in Hawaii. It's all on their website. I only took note of the Hawaii one because I thought that was cool.
Like trip to Hawaii.
I know, right? No, but it is really great. I don't know, Ralph, you're never going to hear this. Maybe you do. Maybe you will. But like, I'm so proud of you. You guys did a great job. Like, it's so good. And I can't even wait to see like the full whatever, like the full cut of it. Because I think the full cut was like 4 hours. Like it was 3 hours, like it was 4 hours, and it was like 3 hours, and then they had to get it down to 2 hours. And he's like, we just did. It's 2 hours and 3 seconds. We're 3 seconds over. And I was like, it's okay.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, no, and it will be available for digital release purchase at some point too. But then we went to the after party, which was really cool. So we got to like see everyone. And I have this hilarious story, and bless her heart, I love her. She's so cool. Andrea Gabriel, she played Nadia in Lost, and she was in Perry Mason, and she's been in a bunch of other things as like a character actress kind of thing. We walk into the bar, and she's waiting for me as we walk in. She's like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen you in so long." And I had previously met her at Comic-Con in like 2010, like 2000, maybe it was 2009. Like 2009 Comic-Con. And I was like, oh my god, she remembers me from 2009? That's so cool. So yeah, do you remember we went to that Seder together? And I was like, I don't think I've ever been to a Seder or a Seder with you.
I'm curious who she's confusing you with, though.
So I was like, are you sure? And she goes, I thought I'd been to a Seder with you. And I was like, well, I don't know. It's entirely possible when I lived in the city that I may have gone to a Seder and I just don't remember. I mean, it was a long time ago. I lived in the city like, 2007, 8-ish. She goes, okay, me too. So it had to have been then. And I was like, cool. I was like, so where was it? I'm thinking she's going to be like Washington Heights or something. She's like, it was in West Hollywood. And I was like, yeah, I've never been to West Hollywood. So it's definitely not me. I was like, but I was like, I'm pretty sure. She's like, oh, then who am I confusing you with? And I was like, okay, 2 options here. A, you've been to a Seder with Eliza from Survivor.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I was like, or B, you're thinking of Comic-Con. She's like, I've never been to Comic-Con. And I'm like, girl, I have a picture with you at Comic-Con. You were there. But then Jack swooped in and saved her and me and was like, I loved you on Perry Mason. I thought you were the killer the whole time. Spoiler alert, she wasn't. But oh Oh, it's so funny though. So then we're walking up. There's like a special little VIP area upstairs at that place. And we only had 1 hour there because Cindy was watching the kids, and Jack and Cindy had to get up approximately like 4 hours from like then because their flight was super early. So we were like, okay, let's go up there. Let's say hi to Ralph and everybody that we know that's up there. And as I'm walking up there, one of the producers, who's a lostie, she grabs me. She's like, hey, Andrea's looking for you. And I was like, okay, is she looking for me? Like, did she say dark-haired girl in the yellow dress, or did she say like Colleen, Jay's wife? And she's like, no, she said she's looking for Colleen, Jay's wife. And I was like,
how dare you?
Like, okay. I was like, all right, well, this is so confusing because like I have never been to a Seder with her. So then when we were leaving, I was like, hey, I'm going to write on your Facebook wall something about a Seder. She's like, okay, cool. I haven't done it yet, but like, anyway, it was very, very funny. And then the dude that plays Frogurt came up to me. Jack and I interrupted him talking to some lady. So Jack and I was like, ooh, there's more stairs. Is that like an extra VIP area? So we just decided to keep climbing the stairs. And we saw one of the actors on the show with another woman, and they were just talking intensely over a table. And we were like, perhaps they want privacy. So we're like, retreat. But yeah, he came up to me and was like, good job. And I was like, me? Okay, I basically just like talked about myself, but cool, thank you. I'm good at that. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting very whatever. The whole thing was amazing. I'm so glad that we went and had that experience. It was really cool. And really I'm so proud of Ralph. Like, they did such a great job. And I really hope it ends up in theaters or not even in theaters, like streaming or whatever, that more people can see it. Because they got every cast member except Matthew Fox. And they got J.J. Abrams. Wow. And J.J. Abrams is very engaged with the fan community because he drops knowledge about several things like within the fan community that like is nothing to do with actual like it's Lost related, but like not like a Lost ABC kind of thing put out there. So yeah. Anyway, I can't gush about it enough. Super cool.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad.
Okay. If anybody else anything, I'm so sorry. I just talked for a really long time. As I always do, I'll probably cut it down. But
such a cool experience though.
It was very cool.
You don't get to go to film premieres very often in any of our lines of work. So
very true.
And be in them.
And be in them.
Yes. Oh, the red carpet thing is so weird. Because they don't even like say, look, like they just say, stand here, here's your mark, stand on this mark, and then they're like, look. And then they just start snapping pictures, like 1,000 pictures. And it's not even like smile. And you're like, oh, am I supposed to be smiling? This is happening right now. And then like he kept going and like he was like, okay, you guys are done. You want any more? And we were like, yeah, like none of us knew to look. Like we didn't know this was happening. We're like, can we just take one where like you get a 1, 2, 3? And he was like, no, just look this way. Okay. I was like, okay. I really hope everybody's looking at the camera in at least one of the pictures. But it was really fun. Alex got recognized. Yeah. So Jay was with Zachary was with Cindy the whole time, and Alex was very tired. So he was sitting on my lap, like, trying to stay awake, and he had to go to the bathroom as soon as it was over. And he got so there was a Q&A after. So most people stayed, but everybody that had to pee after 2 hours went to go pee. Right. And Alex got recognized several times in the lobby and in the line for the bathroom. They were like, "Oh, great job!"
That's so cool.
Like nobody knew his name because I don't think the only time I said it was like, I'm Colleen, I'm Zachary, Jay's wife, Zachary's mom, Alex's mom, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, no. So, but they like you did such a good job, and all he did was be in B-roll footage. But like that's awesome. Alex is real shy. But his grin was just like,
famous.
It was so sweet. I thought he was going to be like mortified and kind of like cry into me that people were recognizing him. But his just grin got so big. And I was like, yes, you're tired. You're too tired to
be. You're too tired to be shy.
Yeah. All right. I have moving on to the middle section of the show. I have a couple of Am I the Assholes, but really I think we're just going to need the one. But in case we talk about this fast, they're both somewhat related. Trigger warning to anybody out there, because the dude in the story is totally a psychopath. And it involves guns. So it doesn't involve anybody getting shot, but it does involve guns. So here we go. And this was from like 3 weeks ago, and it was like a big deal because you'll see. Okay. Here it is. It's called "My Husband Turned into a Psychopath for a Split Second Yesterday, and I Don't Know if I'm Overreacting." And it was from Emma the Asshole. I want to say that my husband has never behaved like this before. This is the first time he's ever scared me, and I have no idea what to do. I am 23 weeks pregnant with our first baby, and we've been married for 3 years. I am a 24-year-old female, and he's a 32-year-old male. My husband owns firearms and works in law enforcement and is trained to handle them safely. They stay in a locked safe at home, and he has never once played around with them. All that is for context. So, as for what happened yesterday, I was simply walking through the kitchen as I noticed my husband at the kitchen counter looking at one of the firearms. I didn't say anything, but I looked over at him, wondering what he was doing. He had gotten home from work, and right before this, we had talked for a little bit. We had dinner, and I took a shower. Everything was good and normal. As I looked at him, my husband looked up at me and stared for a second, blinked, and then picked up the gun and pointed it at my tummy with a completely straight face. My heart fucking dropped, of course, and I smacked the gun down. My husband then started laughing, but the split second of pure seriousness on his face was terrifying. I asked him why the fuck he did that, and he says, "Do you think it scared him?" Talking about the baby, I assume. She said in previous responses that they don't know what the baby is. He just assumes it's a male. I didn't know what to say, but tears welled up in my eyes. This prompted a half an hour long apology and hours of comfort from him with claims that he wasn't thinking, but also just joking. The look in his eyes scared me. The fact that he pointed a gun at me is terrifying. I don't know what to do. I'm so upset. I'm so distraught. Am I overreacting?
No, leave him. Get as far away from there as possible. Oh, and this is like, women in abusive relationships, like the most dangerous time is like usually when they're pregnant.
Yes.
And also when they try to leave. So like figure out a plan and get the fuck out of there.
I mean, any situation where you don't feel safe, like full stop. Like you are not overreacting if you do not feel safe.
Exactly. And her mom instincts kicked in too. And as a lot of people point out, exactly what Shandy said, and this gets pointed out all the time on these types of posts. Like there's always warning signs, but you don't pick them up. Yeah. But it really sometimes the snap happens when somebody is pregnant because they know that they've hooked you, and they know that it's harder for you to get away and leave, and they know something just kind of snaps, and that so many people have commented on all of those. But like this poor lady, like this went on for a couple days. She answered questions, it all seemed fairly normal, and all of a sudden the post disappeared. A lot of people were like, "Hey girl, you need to like delete your entire browsing history. You need to log out of Reddit. You need to like not whatever, like you need to figure out how to get the fuck out of there." And she's like, "Well, my husband's not on Reddit, blah blah blah." But then all of a sudden she disappears, the post gets deleted, and like it's deleted by user, so it's not even like deleted for whatever reason. And a lot of people are like genuinely worried. Like this post went viral. Did her husband hear about it and like something happened? Or did she just like leave and delete everything? Her brother is also, she met him. She's 23, he's 32. That's a big age difference at that age. Like when one person is in a position of power, like a law enforcement agent or not, like in that situation, that's what I mean. But like her brother is a cop too. So there was a lot like, and she even said that she called her brother to talk to him about it. And he told her that she was overreacting and that he didn't mean anything by it.
No.
But did it get back to the husband because the post went viral, and did something happen to her? So that's been like, I keep checking into this post every so often because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared for this woman. Like, I hope everything's okay.
I hope she's okay. Maybe she's like in a shelter somewhere, and like that's why there's no update.
Yeah.
Because she's fucking in hiding. Like, oh,
Right.
that's
That it's just
awful.
like not safe
Yeah.
to respond yet. Oh God.
That's what I hope. Like this poor woman. It's been 3 weeks since this was posted. And I sporadically think about her. I'm like, I hope that we all got conned by like an internet joke.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like all of her answers, none of them were like justifying answers. They were very straightforward. Like, yeah, I talked to, can you stay with family? Yeah, I talked to my brother. He said I was overreacting. Can you do this? Yeah, I thought about this, but you know, and it's all normal reactions and normal answers.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to hear about this lady like on a podcast in a year.
Yeah.
Super scary.
Yeah.
I have one more about a shitty husband. Different vein though. This should also be pretty quick because we're all going to agree. And this one is, am I the asshole for telling my husband that he absolutely ruined the birth of our child?
Oh God.
Any guesses about how he did that?
Oh no.
Yeah, you won't. You won't guess it. You won't guess
Yeah.
this at all. It's fucking insane. Hi, everyone. Our daughter is now 8 weeks old. So obviously this whole argument has gone on for a very, very long time. We both have been holding grudges and neither of us think that we are wrong. My husband does not know I'm posting this, so I'm going to keep it as anonymous as possible. So when I got pregnant with my daughter, my husband started in immediately telling me that I should have a home birth. I really do not know why he was so adamant about it, but he was.
Should not have an opinion.
Nope. He doesn't yet to say.
At first, I brushed him off and told him I would think about it because I was only 6 weeks pregnant and the birth seemed far off. Of course, it came quickly, and my husband would literally speak over me at doctor's appointments when my doctor would ask if I had a birth plan. This caused a few arguments between us in those 39 weeks of pregnancy, but I never really changed my mind. Eventually, my husband's mother sat down and talked to me, and she told me all the reasons why they did not want me to go to a hospital for the birth.
Excuse me?
I expressed my concerns.
Also not her choice. But whatever. Continue.
I expressed my concerns about, the safety of my baby and myself, but like my husband, she brushed me off. I ended up telling my husband that I would take myself to the hospital when it was time and that I did not want a home birth. He acted as if he did not hear me. We met with a doula who was also very pushy. I felt overwhelmed and not supported at all. I was 36 weeks pregnant at that point.
Oh my God.
So when I went into labor, I was 39 weeks and I absolutely begged my husband to take me to the hospital where my doctor is. He wouldn't.
Oh my God.
He spoke to me condescendingly and
Call
called the doula
in ambulance. Call an ambulance.
Yeah.
I was in labor for about 3 days, active labor.
Oh God.
No.
Active labor for 22 hours. I cried the whole time. I just felt something was wrong. I was scared, and oftentimes they left me alone. They left her alone.
No.
The doula, my Long Island. The doula told me that if active pushing in labor reached 24 hours, I had to go to the hospital. I remember thinking that I could not decide which was worse, staying in labor for another 2 hours or having my baby right there.
Oh my God.
When she was finally out, I don't even remember wanting to hold her. I just remember crying out of relief. Obviously, I'm okay now, but I did not have a good experience. On my first appointment after birth with my doctor, she was very shocked that I had the baby. She was concerned, and I was so upset. I told my husband that he absolutely ruined it for me. I truly never want to go through that again. I hear mothers say they forget all the pain the second they have the baby, but I didn't. I love my daughter so much, but it was horrible, and it was entirely his fault. So I told him that several times. He rolls his eyes every time and tells me how mothers are strong and how I am not trying to be strong. I told him that if we ever have another baby, which he wants, I will not do a home birth ever again. His response was, "We'll see." I cannot possibly be the asshole here, can I?
Leave him.
No. Why are you still there? Why are you still there? Why are you still there?
Everyone around me is acting like this is normal, but it's not. Is it?
It's not even a little.
I think she's in a hardcore Christian community.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of like the liberal hospitals and the vaccines being mandated and all of that shit.
Oh my God, leave him now.
Yeah. No.
She needs to fucking leave him. I mean, if she cut off his dick, it would be justified. Like,
Yes.
horrible, right? I truly think that she is. I think it's real, and I think that she is in one of those communities where,
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a logical assumption.
Yeah, because this one there was a lot of argument over whether or not it was real, and I think it was. I don't think people truly realize just how fucked up some of those communities are.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ugh, awful. I mean, that's like straight out of Handmaid's Tale. Come on.
Yeah, it is. I kept thinking about that too.
But also, like, and then that makes me wonder, like, who is this doula? What is their, what are their accreditations? Like,
the doula clearly wasn't a real doula because they are supposed to take you to the hospital, like, you know, by their vow or whatever. Like,
right, because it's not a midwife, it's doula.
Yeah.
So doulas, by definition, like, don't necessarily have the medical training. Like, they're not there to deliver the baby. They're there to, like, be there to support the mother.
I think it was a church thing. I think it was a church thing. And I think that she's of that church, so she doesn't realize that it was a church thing.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Either that or she was fucking the husband.
Also possible.
I mean, that's why they left her alone, right?
God,
could you imagine?
Terrible. People fucking suck.
They
All right.
really can.
They do. On that note, let's take a quick break. You know, the drill. Feedback if you have anything about these stories or any am I the assholes of yourself you want to share or you want to tell, whatever. All right, on that note, we will be right back. All right, we are back. We are ready to get into the feedback portion of the program. And the first bit of feedback is from Mandy. Mandy says, if Amanda is not going to watch any more Survivor, she could she remain unspoiled and watch the finale? Then we can do another girls only pod. Yes. No, see, I don't like Amanda being. I think you should watch it. By the way, everyone,
I kind of love this idea. I feel like it would be an entertaining listen.
True,
but I will.
What if Andy ends up winning? Are you going to be like, what the fuck did I miss?
Because probably what's going to happen is someone's going to win, and I'm like, I don't even remember them. Who were they?
Here's my suggestion. I think you would have to, not the same day because that's a lot of TV, but like at some point during that week, rewatch the premiere and then watch the finale so that you at least remember the people that are still there and you can see like who's still left.
Right.
Yes, I agree with that you'd have to probably not even like rewatch the whole thing, but like skip through it and like.
Yeah.
But honestly, that would be interesting too because you would have just like whoever ends up winning and even like the final five, like their edit, the beginnings of their edit would be very fresh in your mind. So
yeah,
this is not a bad idea, but I will say like both like Daniel ended up joining me like partway through watching last week. And like we both had laughed harder than I think we had laughed in a while. Like,
okay.
This show is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous.
Watch it.
And it was very enjoyable.
Yes, we got her, guys.
I love this, and it's just so interesting because like I obviously enjoy the show and watch it every week, but I don't think I usually like laugh out loud about the show.
But Shandy, so many ridiculous things happened last week.
It's so ridiculous.
No, I agree, but I don't think I was like literally laughing out loud with them. I'm so impressed.
And we didn't.
I think it's a sign that you should keep watching.
Like I think there's like a thing when you're like a fan of like the
I take it too seriously.
No, like if you're part of the fandom and you like buy into this thing, like you collectively all like give something meaning. Yeah. Whereas like someone who is not part of the fandom,
they're like, what the fuck?
Watching, this is ridiculous.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I laugh at the podcasts, but like
No. When what's his face sticks his whole fucking body in the well that they're gonna drink water from.
Right. Like that's
funny
ridiculous.
and disgusting at the same time.
I mean,
the fact that they're all like grown adults. They're like, I gotta find this freaking key and I gotta like put them in the box. And am I gonna go for it? I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Should I do it? Oh gosh, someone's coming. Like,
and it takes a tumble down the.
Oh my god.
Right. Okay. It's just really ridiculous.
I really wish in case before we go into it, Amanda and Shandy joined me and Jamie as we talked about last week, we planned it live on air here.
Yep.
They did join us. Go listen to that episode. It was super fun.
So much fun.
Even though it had an outcome that was very sad.
Very sad.
Okay, spoiler alert, John Lovett got like voted off, but like if you haven't heard that by now, you've been
I know,
living a
seriously.
fucking
If you're like a John
fan,
if you're a John Lovett fan and you haven't heard that yet, I saw, you know what, they like, to Pod Save America's credit, they waited like until the next day to start posting things about it. And I saw even the next day.
I think it was a legal thing too.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that it was a legal thing because most people do not get to do that with their job. And I think that it was like, you can do this, but you have to wait until a certain amount of time. Like it airs on all the different,
all around the world,
all the different feeds, people like you.
Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. I couldn't think of the word.
The way ratings now work, it's like premiere plus 24. Yeah. So like they can pick up people that are doing this, that are streaming it within the 24 hours of the premiere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Credit, but just to the legal necessities, they waited until the next day. And I did see the next day some comments of like, "Oh, thanks for the spoiler." It was like, really? Yeah. Like,
wow, it was trending. AITA fucking tweeted about it. And you know something? At all the Survivor contestants. Okay, so Asia, the other podcaster on the season, she retweeted. So AOC was like, just watch the Survivor premiere. And oh man, meaning like, love it. But Asia retweeted it and she was just like, guys, the only thing I can take about this tweet is AOC now knows who I am.
Yes. I mean, fair point. But and the thing is, like, I mean, there have been times, many times, when I have not been able to watch live and I've had to wait till the next day. And I just know to like stay away from the internet. And if I don't stay away from the internet, then it's my own fault if I get spoiled. Like, come on. What, you're telling me that you're like a huge like PSA fan and because they've been talking about it, that this is airing on Wednesday and you're still going and looking the next, like, come on, that's on you.
Yeah. Although so I guess the last stop of the day for Lovett for press, his press was really good. Like the RHAP thing, did you guys listen to it?
I did.
Yes, of course, like immediately.
Okay, yeah, same here.
I listened to it because you sent it to me.
Okay, nice. So I started listening to it without even downloading it first, which is against all of my being because I want to save my data. But I was like, I can't wait. But like, they both sounded nervous when it started, but then like it ends with Rob being like, and more Allison Reese, please. And Allison Reese plays Kamala on Love It or Leave It. So I was like, oh my God, he is
I somehow missed that. I mean,
that's how it ends.
Okay. It was pretty funny because like I know Rob was talking about it wasn't in the exit interview. No, it was in Know It Alls when he made that thing the joke that you pointed out, Colleen.
Yeah. So the joke was it was Omar was the guest. It wasn't Know It Alls though. It was
it was him. It was the post. Yeah, okay.
But Omar says like, you think that when you talk to him tomorrow, like there's gonna be some tension about who's the more successful podcast, and Rob was like, no, I'm pretty sure his podcast has made bigger moves than we have this year. Referring to the whole Biden dropping out thing, which Pod Save America helped spearhead that. Yeah. Which I was really mad at them. Like there was a point where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to watch Survivor. Like I'm so pissed at them. But then it all worked out okay, so I got there.
Yes. We all got there in the end. They made sure we got there.
A huge bummer. I truly think season 49 is now going to be the first person voted out.
Colleen,
season.
I just like speak this into being. I am so here for this.
We have wanted this since Francesca got voted out first the second time. People have been calling for this for like 11 years. 11 years. Okay,
here's the thing. If they do a first boot thing, obviously Francesca has to be there because she is the only 2-time first boot. Would she be the first boot the third time?
I mean, I don't know.
How do you live?
She successfully turned it into a relationship advice business.
Yeah. Oh, she's like pretty badass.
She's pretty badass.
So
like,
then do you try and go for the hat trick? Because
I don't think she will. I don't think she will.
I mean,
but
I'm just saying.
It's more about the other contestants because even her second time playing, it kind of felt like I don't know. There was like a force bigger than
because it was fucking Philip Shepard that led to it. It was Philip. Like that's it. It was nobody. It was him. But like, okay, think about it. Be Jelinski.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Love it.
Francesca.
Who else? What are the first?
Reem, isn't she a first boot? I've never seen her season.
Reem's the first boot. Oh no, I would root for Reem over Love It.
Oh damn. I never saw her.
Not root for Reem.
That's in my Lost Survivor season.
No, Shandy, she's so cool. She's so cool.
You know, if it was like the single digits or the teens,
but it wasn't,
or even the 20s, I would go back and rewatch those Lost seasons.
I mean, it was a terrible. It was.
But I don't think I ever will.
The redeeming part of the season was Reem, like because it was Exile Island, so she was on it the entire time.
Exactly.
And she was amazing. Like it was like Cass being the mayor of Ponderosa, but like Reem was the president of Exile Island. It was so good. She was good. Like the rest of the season was like, just okay.
In a series of seasons. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe someday if I get bored enough, we'll see. But
who was the first person voted out of the first season of Survivor?
Oh fuck if I remember. We need Paul for that.
People are so on board with this idea now that Entertainment Weekly on last week, on Thursday, did an entire tribute to the first people voted out of Survivor. And
you heard it here first.
Sonia was the first person voted out in Borneo.
Okay. Oh, that name sounds familiar, but
you would know who she is. Yeah. Anyway,
you heard it here first, but I can vouch that. I mean, because like today, it's not the first time anyone's talking about it, but Colleen definitely texted this. Like
I did.
Week ago.
I was like,
almost
of all the times we got this happen. But just think about it. Okay, Zach, what's his face? Who's
Yes, we saw him live. Yes,
he
Zach
would play again.
Yeah,
Zach
he would
Cody's
totally play
brother. Yeah.
So here's the catch, though, with Love It is he was able to take his vacation the first time around, and like people didn't know. But now, if he's gone for,
everyone would know,
right?
But,
one would immediately know.
But you know what? A lot of the more recent first boots are very well active in the community.
That's true.
That I think that they would be able to get around it because I mean they would know, but I think that Survivor in general would be so up on the hype. I think it could even be like a second chances kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're like, here's the people that want to do it. Vote for who you want back in. Okay, that's it. CBS, pay me. Paramount, I want it. Let's do second chances vote.
Get that sweet Survivor.
If
money.
Andrew Savage can get fucking
serious.
He was thinking of Andrew Savage, but if he can get back in, Love It's a shoo-in. Okay,
I think
sorry,
I liked
Amanda.
him in his first season, if I remember correctly.
You made it.
I don't remember correctly, but yeah.
It's still the best. Abby Maria turning to him.
I don't. Oh man.
Okay, only Mandy out there is laughing, but like, come on, it was really funny. Okay, let's move on.
Kind of makes me want to do some rewatching, but at the same time, that's like
you just need to rewatch that vote out. You just need to rewatch that vote. It's probably the most, other than Caleb and the Shot in the Dark, which is pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Andrew Wentworth does not count vote is probably the coolest vote in recent. Wentworth.
Wait, that's when Savage. Count. That's when Savage got voted out.
Yeah,
Wentworth does not count. Yeah, oh man, yeah. I need to rewatch some stuff. It's like in one ear and out the other. Even though I like it, like, but like my brain doesn't.
It's Cass's face, like where she's like you, and they're like me. Like the whole scene is spectacular, and if you need a pick me up, it like makes you just feel so good. Okay, all right, we gotta go. Amanda needs to. Okay, Amanda, I think you should watch it and just casually do an all girls finale with us. So we do a Patreon show that's all girls towards the end too. So I think you should do that with us and predict who you think should win.
Okay.
Yeah. Shandy has the VPN now, which worked out great. Okay.
Except when my internet cut out. But anyway, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. Matt says so. Oh, by the way, Mandy, fabulous suggestion. Thank you. Okay, moving on. So I saw the substance over the weekend. I cannot stop thinking about it. Fair warning: this is not for the squeamish. So probably another thanks, but no thanks. It was written directed by a French woman. So Shandy, time to pronounce.
Coralie Farja. Matt Frank saw this over the weekend, and I'm going to go back to his text about it.
Why don't you finish reading it then? Go for it.
I can only do one. One of those things is.
The film is about an aging actress, Demi Moore, who goes for it, who gets fired from her long-running workout video series after turning 50. She soon discovers the eponymous substance, a black market medical treatment that creates a younger version of herself, Margaret Qualley, who is Andy McDowell's daughter.
I was going to ask if that's who that was.
Yes, and I believe she is married to Jack Antonoff.
Oh.
The music producer, yeah. She's from The Leftovers. Anyway, the most important rule is that one version gets to be out in the world while the other one is in a comatose state for a week. Needless to say, those rules start to get broken and get very, very messy. I counted at least 5 walkouts during the absolutely insane climax of the movie.
Oh my God.
Made even grosser with a lot of great physical effects. It's also the second movie out in theaters now where Dennis Quaid plays a disgusting monster. My favorite film of the year so far, and then
superficial trailer
that we may or may not watch. So yes, Frank went to that this weekend, and he texted me afterwards to say, "Wow, the substance was a wild ride. I'd say a fucking crazy ride." You all are lucky that text was in English, so I could give you the actual.
You have to translate.
I'd say a fucking crazy ride. His words, quoted. So that's what he had to say. I do think it'll probably be a thanks, but no thanks for me. But thanks.
Well, I want to know more about this. Like, what makes it so gross?
Yeah, we can watch the superficial trailer and see.
I will when we're done.
I think not so close to bedtime. I will probably not watch it. Maybe tomorrow I will watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me, the bedtime thing.
No.
But,
super active imagination. Can't watch anything too graphic before bedtime because then it's all I think about.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. We have an update from Andy, and we have a Master She Said. What do we want to do first?
I think we should do the Andy update.
All right. Let's go for it.
It's short but sweet. It's a teaser for next week in Andy's virginity.
Oh.
So Andy writes in, "Hey broads, real quick update. I had a job interview today.
Woo!
I saw a listing about a week ago for basically what I already do, but for more money. Applied and scheduled to sit down this morning, and I think it went really well. They'll get back to me late this week or early next week and let me know. But regardless of the outcome, I know I did pretty well with it. Hashtag I'm with hers, Andy. Andy, way to kick ass.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Yay.
I hope you get the job, but either way, you did the thing.
You went for it.
You put yourself out there. That's awesome.
Swung for the fences.
Yes. Even honestly, even getting an interview is very difficult.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So congratulations. That's awesome. And we can't wait to hear next week, hopefully, some more good news.
Yay.
Exactly. Yay. And then in the spirit of fun and joy, we'll finish this up with an old That's What She Said.
All right. Every time you say the number, I'm like, wow.
We have been doing this for 3 seasons.
If they happen to catch it, that's why I did it. It's because I promised it to my girls.
We're just going to go right into this.
It was our very first video that we ever did.
Oh, great. Here she comes.
It must be me next.
I have been in for a freaking hour.
I would have been out by 9 o'clock.
The rest of my life, I'm going to have to do it every year.
This was somewhat quick, and that I can follow up on it later.
They were blasting right here.
He tried to insert himself.
That's That's all part of the apparatus.
At some point, you're going to outdo us.
They're still going.
Kind of did that as a way to warm them up.
We had 3 of them that we were going to do, but he got tired after the second one. I wonder what episode that's from. Because he said this is an old match, what she said.
Right.
Again, so I only released this like an hour before we started recording. And that's my fault. So what I think I did was I always download as soon as we're done. But my computer was yelling at me all day on Thursday and like freezing up because it said I had to clear space. So on Friday, I cleared a whole bunch of things and like, deleted the trash. And I'm pretty sure I deleted my original download of the show. So when I went to edit it on the plane, it didn't exist. And I was like, oh, womp womp. But anyway, I got it last night, and then I did it today as we're recording, and that was totally my bad. Sorry, guys.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, thank you all for listening. I look forward to the Master She Said for last week's episode, because I did take note. I was like, some of the things we say are pretty funny. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that we Eckhart, Rigner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and the creepy poopy head mailman. Thanks, guys. Check out the other shows on the network, like Survivor.
Indeed.
JJC.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. JJC and sometimes AS.
Yep.
And sometimes AS. JJCAS. Oh my God. Can you imagine if it was all of us and Jack? He would be like,
I think he'd be not into it.
Oh, he would be into it like in a really fun like dad way, because he would just do a lot of like whatever photobombing he could do, but not photobombing, audio bombing. But recording with Jack. It's an adventure every time. Speaking of though, this week we are recording on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Which I don't know, this episode will be out after that most likely, but there we are. There's my announcement. What else? Is there anything else? The broadcasters3@gmail.com, or give us a call 331-276-2373, or just leave us a message on Facebook, whatever. We're there. If you have anything else to say about any of the other things, especially anything, that's it. Anybody else have anything else? I don't know. I got nothing.
No.
I feel like I blew my load already. Everybody send Shandy good house juju.
Thanks.
Yeah, and send me and Amanda good juju just in general, because we like it.
Sure. I mean, I'll never say no to good juju.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, though, everyone. On that note, though, thank you for listening. We will see you next week. What's next week? Next week is October 1st. No? Yeah. What's today? 24th.
Next week is October 1st.
Next week is October 1st. I will be...
Wow.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
We'll be in the O of Jason's D.
Yeah. We may have to switch recording days. I get into Penn Station on a train at 8 o'clock. So if we're delayed, I might have a problem. We'll figure it out. Are you guys free on Thursday next week?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably.
Okay. That would be October 3rd by my count. We'll figure it out. Okay, cool. Didn't even think about that. We'll be there. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll set up a microphone on the train if we're delayed, or in my parents' car. I don't know. Okay, cool. Good times, guys. We'll see you next week at some point. And then, all right. On that note, my name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.